thanks for having public comment. It's really important, and I feel like you guys probably already know what we're talking about, but if you don't, I'm here to tell you. My name is Julie Lane. I'm with womenarereal.org. I'm a lesbian, I'm a Democrat, I'm a mother, I gained a California teaching credential, I studied childhood development. So we all know what adolescents are, right? They're exploding brains, that's all they are. We can't let exploding brains dictate policy. Okay, girls deserve separate spaces in sports. That's what Title IX's intent is, and we can't change that, or we're gonna lose all of our female athletes. Nobody can change sex. Nobody needs to be excluded from sports. Boys play with boys. Boys need to accept boys that look a little different. That's what your toolkit should be about, not about telling girls to accept boys in their sacred spaces. I'm a former scholarship athlete. Boys are going to start taking girls' scholarships. Eventually all teams will be all boys because coaches want to win. Okay? Boys and men already have the power. You gotta protect the girls. That's what Title IX is for. You have the power. Okay, we're here to tell you there's gonna be blood on your hands. Girls are already getting injured by boys in their sports. Concussions. I'm afraid of the next injury. It could be a broken neck or a death. You all need to speak up and do something about this. We can't watch our kids get destroyed. We can't watch all the progress women have made be destroyed. These are our kids. This is our society. You have the power to do the right thing here. Please do it.
I'm here because I care about girls. I care about females. I'm here to speak up for the girls and the parents who have been told if they complain about the rules, about the males in female sports, their kids will get kicked off the team. I care about safety and fairness for females in sports and their dignity in the locker rooms. If the CIF cares about female safety, then take note of this case. A year ago, a North Carolina high school female volleyball player suffered long-term physical injuries when she was spiked by a ball in the face by a trans-identified male athlete who was allowed to compete on the female team. If the male inclusion policy is allowed to continue, it's just a matter of time before a female is injured in California. How many females need to be injured by males for it to matter? If the CIF cares about fairness in sports, then why are you allowing males the opportunity to cheat? We all know males in general are bigger, faster, and stronger than females. We don't need charts, studies, or statistics to prove this because this is a universal truth humans have known since the beginning of recorded time. We all know when males are allowed on female teams, an actual female has been excluded from the team. A female who has most likely worked her entire life to make the team. How is that fair? How many girls' opportunities and awards need to be stolen for it to matter? If the CIF cares about upholding standards of dignity for females, then why is the CIF allowing males to access female locker rooms? Why are males allowed to change in front of females? Why has the CIF revoked female athletes' right to privacy and modesty? By enacting the male inclusion policy, this body has created a breeding ground for state-sanctioned sexual harassment. No female should be coerced to accept a male-bodied person in the female locker room. Every female person should have the choice when she sees male genitalia for the first time and when she disrobes in front of a male. How many girls have to be humiliated by being exposed to a male in their locker room for it to matter? How many girls are the CIF willing to emotionally damage before they matter? The CIF's 2013 decision to allow males who identify as girls to compete in female sports is morally wrong. Identities don't compete in sports, sex bodies do. Biological sex is real. No one can change sex. Trans-identified males can still compete in sports in the appropriate sex-based category. To some, this may seem unkind to these boys, but in fact, this policy never should have been enacted in the first place because it is unkind to girls. Thank you.
the first speaker talked about how his child was scared to come to school. That's a sad thing to hear about a school district, but I'll tell you, other people who are scared about Glendora Unified are parents. Because this board, as you know, has already voted itself to be a school secrets board, a we know better than you parents board, and a board that is going to deliberately lie to parents and conceal from parents when a child seeks to be identified publicly as the opposite sex. So parents in your community know this is what this board does, and parents looking at moving here to Glendora know that this is what this district does, and those parents are scared. Because unlike other districts across the state who have wisely opted to end these parent secrecy policies, you all have not. You have doubled down on these policies. So what we've done actually, what the great news is tonight is a new initiative has qualified for the ballot for 2024, and petitions are now being sought to get this on the ballot, and that is the Protect Kids California petition. It's an initiative. It will get a proposition number once we get it on the ballot. Everybody can pick up their phone and look at www.protectkidsca.com, and this initiative is going to do three things, one of which Glendora refuses to do. Number one, we're going to protect girls' sports and spaces. Male bodies do not belong on the field with girls, and they don't belong in the bathrooms and locker rooms. Male bodies in those locations are dangerous for female bodies. Number two, we're going to protect children and end gender interventions on them in the state of California on minors. That means the sterilizing drugs and the mutilating surgeries that these children themselves cannot possibly consent to, even if their parents consent to them. We're going to put a stop to that. Number three, we're going to protect parents' rights and vulnerable children and stop school secrets, such as the secrecy policy here in Glendora and up and down the state based on the lie that was fed to you by your own state Department of Ed, which is there's some kind of law requiring or entitling a district to lie to parents about a student's public gender identity on campus. I've said it since the summer. I will keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. There is no such law. So this initiative is collecting signatures now. Again, everyone can go to protectkidscalifornia.com and sign it yourself. And don't just sign it yourself, but get other people to sign it. Print it out. Get volunteers to help you, because we need this on the ballot, because guess what? If it gets on the ballot, it wins. The overwhelming polling shows majorities of Californians want to protect girls, they want to stop mutilating surgeries and gender interventions, and they want their schools to be honest with them. Ms. Merkley wanted people to say, always say Glendora. You all need to think hard about what people will say about Glendora when they talk about this district. Thank you.
Hi, for those that don't know me, my name is Aurora Regino, and I am the mother that filed the lawsuit in federal court against Chico Unified for transitioning my daughter without my knowledge. I'm here today to tell my story so parents and the public know what is going on in our schools. Last year, my 11-year-old daughter was in elementary school here at Chico Unified, and her elementary school transitioned her from female to male behind my back. Shortly before this happened, my father had recently passed away, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer. My daughter was distressed and began questioning her sexuality, so she decided to reach out to a wellness counselor at her elementary school. The day my daughter shared with her guidance counselor that she felt like a boy, the counselor immediately affirmed this new identity. From then on, the counselor continued to have one-on-one meetings with my daughter without my knowledge. During one of those one-on-one meetings, my daughter told the counselor she wanted to tell me about her new identity. The counselor ignored her requests and did nothing to support her in letting me know what was going on at school. Throughout her transition, my daughter changed very quickly, was bullied, and as a result, was very unhappy. And because her school kept this transition a secret from me, she was on her own. I'm a busy working mother, just like the rest of you. Before this happened to our family, I would have not believed this was going on in our schools, especially at the elementary level. I want everyone to know, I want everyone to understand that I want a space for our LGBTQ and trans community members to feel safe and supported. But the policy currently in place at Chico Unified has been damaging to our family. And I am not up here talking about what could happen if you continue this policy. I am up here telling you what did happen to our family. This was a time when she needed me the most, and you kept it a secret from me. I understand that you are trying to find ways to create a safe environment for all children within our district, but keeping secrets from parents is not the way to do it. Treating every parent as a potential threat to their kids is wrong. I know it's easy to make up a narrative when it comes to my case. I know it's easy for people to judge and say my daughter must have not felt safe or supported, and that's the reason for her telling her counselor. But regardless of what people say, I love my children, and there isn't anything they could ever do to change that. It wouldn't have mattered to me whether my daughter continued to identify as a male. I would love her the same. It's a slippery slope to allow any adult in our schools to keep secrets from parents for any reason. The actions the school board district took to immediately exclude me from supporting my daughter was very damaging to her and our family. She was very young and didn't understand what being transgender really meant or the obstacles she would face going through a transition. The school transitioned her and left her to figure it out on her own. It seems to me the district is getting it wrong on both sides. You don't know how to handle these very serious and sensitive situations because once you transitioned her, you left her to handle it all by herself, the bullying and the staff even outing her. Thank you.